Hello everyone and welcome to game 3 in a series between Sen versus Naniwa here in the shipyards. Sen spawning as the red Zerg, Naniwa spawning as the green Protoss. So Protoss versus Zerg once more. This is BlizzCon Invitational 2011. Season 3. We'll see what's going to be happening and what's going to go down here. Naniwa has been playing a very macro heavy style of Protoss based upon the maps that he's chosen so far. Now, I do believe that Sen is going to be in a little bit of a better position just because of the spawning locations. His third base is going to be a little bit further away from his opponent, as opposed to Naniwa, Naniwa, who will be expanding closer to his opponent, which means that this base will be very vulnerable to Mutalisk Harask. He can try to expand down over here, perhaps attempting to take down these rocks, but it will be a little bit more difficult for him, especially as now Sen is making his way out with this Overlord already, and he will quickly find and be able to scout out his opponent. Naniwa, it doesn't look like he is currently chrono boosting at all. He may be trying, he's going to be going for a forge and now perhaps chrono boosting off of this nexus. He will be doing a little bit of scouting and pretty much see where exactly his opponent is. Sen now making his way out with this one particular Overlord. We'll be able to find this base in just a moment. Now, taking a look back over here, Sen, it looks like he will be trying to go for a faster hatchery this time, and he will be able to go for that all-important 15 hatch. So the 15 hatch, Naniwa unable to block it in time just because of the walking distances in between these bases, as Sen should follow this up with a spawning pool. Now, Naniwa perhaps regretting the fact that he did not go for an earlier nexus, now going to bring in 3 probes. Alright, so 3 probes this early in the game normally means that we will be seeing cheese, and now will we perhaps be seeing double pylons here and here with photon cannons here and here. That is a definite possibility. By doing so, you protect your cannons from taking any serious damage, and there is a lot. Oh, it is going to be a triple pylon block on the low ramp. Sen was able to get one or a couple of drones down in time, and this is going to be an absolutely crazy play now. This one probe is in trouble. It does get taken down. Another pylon has been cancelled here, and this is going to be very bad news for Naniwa. Naniwa is currently behind. He did not get his nexus up. He tried to go for a little bit more cheese play. That did not work out well for him, and now this hatchery will be able to get up much more quickly. We can now see an Overlord is in the center of the map. There is a probe down over here activating the center Zelnaga tower. Sen does have an Overlord in position, pretty much sees all the critical information or all the critical things that Naniwa currently has. Back home, a queen is being trained, double queens now being trained, and I believe Sen is not going to be going for any gas until perhaps around the 6-minute mark once again. He's going to try to macro up and get as strong of an economy as he can, perhaps even establishing a third base here. If he does try to establish this third base, though, he will need a lot more queens in order to set this up properly. Not quite sure what this drone is doing. Drone is wandering back and forth as the Overlord does spot this one particular nexus. Perhaps he wants to see that this nexus is completed before he tries to set up that hatchery. It looks like that is going to be the case. Sometimes Protoss players do cancel that nexus at the last moment and start getting in warp gates, but a pylon now warped in by Naniwa to prevent that all-important third base. Drones still being added. Unfortunately for Sen right now, he is supply block 36/36. And going for a hatchery at the gold minerals. A very gutsy move. Naniwa is going to definitely scout this out. And what a huge gamble by Sen. Naniwa may be able to warp in a pylon up on the high ground and then get some photon cannons in there. Zergling now making his way and chasing after this one probe. The probe is not going to be able to escape. This is bad news for that probe. Zergling's now still wandering around. As you can see, the Overlords pretty much see everything they need to see and know that right now there's nothing that Naniwa can really do in order to macro up a very large army. Sen now finally getting up some gas. Metabolic boost may start to be researched just right now, but Sen's going to still have quite some time before he techs into tier 2. Now, at this stage, Naniwa has 2 options. Naniwa can either try to play the macro game, try to expand, or Naniwa can try and just macro up a large army of gateway units, perhaps coupled with a few immortals and colossi. I think that is going to be the option that Naniwa wants to go for. You can see that the robotics facility is being built over here. An immortal is being added, as he knows that those roaches may be coming in, assuming that his opponent is still at tier 1. Just because of this very quick, very fast, very risky third expansion. Sen needs to lay down another creep tumor here, perhaps try to connect these bases, get a little bit more of an early warning system. I have not seen a Zerg player expand into his opponent this aggressively, but it doesn't look like Sen will be placing down any creep tumors at all. It looks like he's just pretty content on trying to use a lot of spawn larva, and now he's going to have a significant food advantage at 86 compared to 56. Zerglings are hiding off over here, perhaps to enable some sort of flank. More roaches still being added here. Yes, these are all roach cocoons, as now a second queen being added as well. Still, we don't see that much production coming in from Naniwa. Naniwa needs to figure out a way to deal damage, and unless he does so, he's not going to really be able to do much at all. The immortals are going to be a very good counter. Sentry is going to be a good counter as well. Standing army of Naniwa, very, very small. 900 minerals compared to 600 and 600 gas compared to 2025. Zergling's not going to try to engage over here. Force fields need to come down, and a perfect block, trapping all of those Zerglings on the inside of the base. Photon cannon is in position. Zealots able to block in time. That was going to be huge. Those Zerglings are pretty much stuck, unable to do anything now, but it looks like a new swarm of roaches and Zerglings may be trying to come in. Now, Sen may be able to just out-choke his opponent now. This is going to become very, very of a risky situation, as Naniwa with immortals here can defend whatever Sen wants to throw at him, especially with the help of those sentries, but he's not going to be able to take up a third base. And if Sen right now decides that he wants to also macro up and expand into this location, there's not much Naniwa can do in order to stop him. We can see additional gateways are now warping in, and perhaps that's going to be enough. Another probe getting sniped down there, and this is going to turn into a very, very bad engagement or unravel very, very quickly, as those immortals with a range of 6 dealing so much damage, taking out a chunk of health. But now the immortals now need to come back. Is it going to be enough? Force fields once again do come down. One Zergling or one immortal is surrounded. Zergling's unable to really do anything once again, as the Zerglings once again just try to swarm by. It does look like a Zealot will be able to stop it once more, but a Roach is up on the high ground. A Roach has made its way in, but quickly gets destroyed once more. Immortal is going to deal, 55 damage per attack. Stalkers now being added as well, as we can now see an Observer in position. Still surprised that Sen has not taken the time to expand once more. He is still producing an army, and currently just happy to sit on a 62 Harvester advantage over compared to 48. As a proxy pylon is going to be established here. Queen is starting to lay down some creep tumors, and I believe the Observer will allow all of these creep tumors to get spotted and destroyed. Another creep tumor getting destroyed there. A third creep tumor may get destroyed as well. And now Sen knows that an Observer is out in the air, and we'll see how this is all going to work out. Naniwa has to be very careful. If he overextends himself by even 2 or 3 inches on this map, he's going to find himself flanked and not being able to use any amount of force fields to try to save himself from a very, very deadly situation. There is this one creep tumor. Down it goes. The Immortal able to finish it off. And now the engagement is going to go down. Roaches are going to try to push in. This hatchery is going to fall. Army sizes, both sides are pretty even. Roaches are going to try to engage. Drones not able to do anything, as the force fields now come in from the far side. The Roaches are now going to come in from the back and now perhaps try to do a little bit of a squeeze play here, as the Roaches are going to engage. Force fields may come down here. Where are the force fields coming in from? Sen now completely blocked out. Drones now coming in, and this is not a good engagement for Sen. The Immortal, however, walking straight to its death there and getting a little bit of pocket protection, as the Queens perhaps need to get some transfusions and save each other. More force fields coming in. Roaches now coming in from the back. Who is going to be able to come out slightly ahead? It looks like the Roaches are going to start to whittle away at this force. There are 2 Immortals left in this army, both with full shields, so they may be able to get in a decent amount of damage. Stalkers are now trying to fight back this attack once again. Zealots now going through. Immortal going after one Roach at a time, doing a little bit of kiting action, as the Roaches do have a movement speed upgrade, and now the Immortal is able to get back up onto the high ground. Is it going to be enough, though, is the key question. The Roach is able to finish off another Immortal. Yes, able to finish it off, and now Naniwa is in trouble. Naniwa overextending himself in that engagement, now losing much of his army. The Roach is able to just swarm his base, and now utilizing that 4 range to deal a lot of damage to these probes. More roaches are still being added. It looks like Sen going to be able to deny gas, and if he's able to deny gas, that means he is only going to deal with zealots pretty much, and zealots are very, very easy to take care of. Roaches now burrowed for Sen, and they are going to be able to heal back up very, very quickly. One observer does spot all of those roaches, but that's not what Naniwa wants to deal with, knowing that all of those roaches regenerate rather quickly. Zerg is now trying to make their way in. This Nexus is going to get sniped down. So many roaches just taking this down ever so quickly, and Naniwa losing his natural expansion. I believe the GG is just moments away. Naniwa not really having any true way to engage out of this location here. Sen with a couple low hit point roaches deciding to get them all back up to full health once more, and Sen doing a great job with 1-0 upgraded units there. One roach does get taken down. The roaches look like they're going to try to re-engage in just a moment, and with over 25 roaches here. This is almost what? How many roaches is that? 51 roaches, 100 food worth of roaches. Should be able to once again do another push. These roaches need to be careful though. They cannot overextend themselves. Overseer now being added, but not quite sure what the Overseer is going to do in terms of spotting anything. But what is he doing? Is he going into mass? He is going into mass Overseers. This is something that you do not normally see. Mass Overseers. The Overseers do not have the movement speed upgrade. That is not a good move at all. The Roaches are now going to perhaps try to engage here, and we may see Mass Contaminate. Mass Contaminate is a strategy where you try to contaminate your opponents, all of their production buildings. This is going to be very difficult as the Overseers are pretty much able to spot everything, and now they are going to get sniped down over here, dropping mass Changelings, and the Changelings are going to perhaps act as a force field as well, as those units are going to have to try to push past through them. They are on hold position, the Changelings acting as a wall. A strategy that I have never seen before. Sen getting very cute in his play and making it very difficult as Sen is currently just was able to finish off all of those zealots there. But that was a very, very cute play. There are still mass Overseers in the air. Another engagement going down, and Naniwa perhaps not liking the playful antics, but I believe Sen knows that he has the victory. Roaches now once again trying to swarm in, and then mass Changelings once again being dropped down, and there is the GG from Naniwa. Naniwa losing Game 3 and this best of 3 series from BlizzCon 2011, the Invitational. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed these games.